This kicked off a year-long, iterative process of constantly revisiting his assumptions. Eventually, he realized a direct-to-consumer testing service wouldn't work, and Color expanded into a virtual cancer clinic, selling instead to employers and health plans. Color has since landed partnership with healthcare brands like the National Institute of Health and the American Cancer Society, and earned a billion-dollar valuation along the way. We are moving past the market identification and validation phases, past the statistical research and TAM data to talk about what it actually means to build a product in a market you're unfamiliar with, which maybe counterintuitively is how Laraki learned the healthcare industry. Here's his advice for founders who are early in their journey. Watch for these familiar modes of building as an outsider. Building in a new industry demands balancing both first principle thinking and acknowledgement that you're probably not the first person tackle this problem. When you enter a new space, it's important to be willing to question the status quo, but also have a lot of humility, says Laraki. He wishes he took his own advice back at the first of the journey, when he was a software entrepreneur wading into the foreign worlds of nuances, insurances, giant, and research labs. Beware these failure modes so you can prime your mindset for the learning ahead. Clinging to initial assumptions, don't let your early wins, like fundraising or recruiting a stellar early hire, give you first confidence about your assumptions in this new industry. Hold them loosely as you learn the nuances of how this space operates. If you're able to raise funding and hire an early team, that means you're somewhat convincing, says Laraki. Your team and investors will demand a plausible plan for how you're going to pull off something great. Many good plans fail. You need to be willing and able to assess and adjust. Color went through a number of these adjustments, which was only possible because Laraki didn't white-knuckle what he believed to be correct. It took many years and pivots to hone in on what worked. At every step, some people might feel that change is a failure, but in my experience, that's often the wrong reflex, he says. The company's first product was affordable, direct-to-consumer genetic test, but growth was inhibited by several factors. CAC was too high, LTV was too low, and the incentive instruction was fractured. Customers wanted the best testing option, but it wasn't integrated into clinical workflows and reimbursed by insurance.